slow mode. So I shared that. It was on my Friday. It was awesome. Where did I got YouTube? Where did I go? I'm about to start training that.
The tire game in RC car racing is really one of the most important things that you can do. Like, having the right tire will not only make the car easier to drive, but of course it's going to translate into better lap times. My name is Chad. This is Dorky and 40 RC channel. We're going to make you faster today. So I've got two perfect examples of this right here, talking about the actual B7 Buggy. So race at two different tracks. One track, of course, we run normal Buggy tires that you see here on the vehicle. The other track, we run slicks. And we do that basically because it's an on-road track that we try not to tear the carpet up, but we still want to race off-road. So we take all the precautions like shock protectors, wings, all that kind of stuff, chassis protectors. Last week, I took the wrong rear tire. Typically, what we've been using at the track is the Gumball Pink Raw Speed Slick. Seems to work very, very well. And I accidentally took the soft long wear clay compound. It also would seem that the S3 soft compound of the Proline Bald Eagles works extremely well too. Now, the problem that I ran into is that I clean my tires really well, scrub them up, clean them, glue them all together, and I accidentally grabbed the clay slicks. So I had clay slicks, gumballs on the front. The reason why I knew they were gumballs on the front was I had the sidewalls glued on them. So how am I going to avoid this mishap in the future? Well, what I'm going to need to be doing, I usually mark my tires left, right, things like that on the inside of the wheel. And now I'm actually going to have to start writing more information on there with a marker, because things like tire compound and scrubbing and cleaning is like literally wearing everything's off. So that's one thing definitely you want to keep an eye on, and mark your tires with a Sharpie on the inside deep as you can. So that way, when you clean your tires, you always know which compound you have, especially if you don't have a tread pattern to look at. But that problem was not only unique to that track. Last week at our normal indoor track where I'm going tomorrow, which is why I got all this thing here. And by the way, you can see the front end looks really bad because I just installed some of the -1 caster adjustments there. So gonna need to redo the front end here. But I started the day running just a regular cut swing pin swagger, and you can reverse these. They've got like this bi-directional tread, so you can like play with like getting more steering or some steering. But then I have those as well with some sidewall glued. I haven't really had to worry about using those lately. Traction rolling hasn't become a problem right now. And I've also got some of, I think these are like cut staggers or whatever, the Schumachers. These work okay, but last week I really needed all of the steering that I could get. So what I ended up doing was switching from the pins to the actual fuzz bites in the front. And it was a night and day difference as far as the amount of steering that I was able to get on the low power, off power, that back on 180s. It made an absolutely huge difference. And then I took it one step further by applying some SXT to them as well. And then what I do is just take an old toothbrush and scrub that in, let it soak for like 4 or 5 minutes. And then I'll kind of take like some of my shop towels here that we use to clean the tires for like on-road slicks and stuff, and then just kind of like dab them like where they're dry. And when it was all said and done, I had a great second place finish in the A main out of like 9 or 10 people. So, I made it to the A and I placed second. Luckily somebody that was faster than me did break. So it would have been a third place finish. But again, as we talk about, the more you do RC, the on-road translates to off-road, the off-road translates to on-road. And the B7 is just super duper easy to drive. We went over a lot of things that we've done to the vehicle to make it better. But again, one of the easiest things that you can do is pick up a couple different sets of like front tires. Your rear tires make a big difference too. I haven't noticed that I've had any loss of traction or anything at all. I'm just running the J Concept pins in the back here, as you can see, and they're fairly new. They're, you know, starting to get a little bit worn, but that just means that, you know, the actual rollout's going to change a little bit because the tire diameter is shrinking a little bit. So we're getting a faster car. It's all good. But that is going to do it for this quick video about tires, guys. Mark them. Have a couple different options. That way you're always set for your best performance at the track. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.